Welcome to the Backpacking and Blisters podcast. With me today is co-host Ben McAuliffe.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. All right, we got an ultralight episode. And what's your definition of ultralight? Give it to us.
Anyone that can carry less weight than me. So pretty much everyone would be an ultralight.
Okay, so you're saying you're not ultralight.
Oh, I think if anyone's listened to the podcast with me on it, I'm definitely not an ultralighter. But I got advice for people that are ultralighters. So I think it'll be a fun episode for me to weigh in, get it, pun intended, and have some fun.
You sound like you're an authority on the subject. Just backing up.
Yeah.
Your definition of ultralight is anybody who carries less weight than you is an ultralighter.
Yeah, wouldn't you say that? I mean, I set the bar pretty high, I think. Or is it low? Maybe
I think you set the bar low because you carried 50 pounds on our last backpacking trip. So you're saying somebody who's carrying 49 pounds is like an ultralighter?
In my eyes, they would be. I would want to know what they're carrying. Maybe they're carrying half the pack of wipes that you always make fun of me, and that's what got them under the weight. And so they're an ultralighter now because, they shaved some weight.
Okay. I don't know if you've established your authority on the subject, but we're going to go ahead anyway. And we each have 4 ultralight trips. We each have 4 ultralight tips that you've never heard. Okay. So, and then we got a couple crazy stories. I've got one I'll share in a moment. Not the story, but we're going to share it later in the tidbit section. But what was the story you wanted to share? What was it about?
Well, I might have had an alien invasion in my house in Northern California. So,
that sounds real.
Yeah, you be the judge. You be the judge.
Okay. That could be anything. That could be like there were a bunch of alien ants that made their way in to eat our crumbs. It could be anything.
Oh no, it was middle of the night, 3:30 in the morning. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll discuss.
All right. If you've been listening to our show for a long time, you've been tracking with us. Even just like 6 months ago, we had search and rescue guy on our show. You know the story that I am associated with multiple search and rescue phone calls or near phone calls. And so unbeknownst to me, on a recent trip that I went on, we had another search and rescue phone call for our trip. I didn't know about it until after the trip was over, but yeah, somebody called search and rescue on a trip. So I'm going to share that story as well.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah. Did you push the button? Somebody pushed the button?
We're good at the red buttons.
Okay. Wow.
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. I'll tell you the end tidbits. All right. So this episode is brought to you by Lighten Equipment, maker of the best ultralight quilts and jackets on the market. This is an ultralight episode. So if you're looking to lighten your load, check out lightenequipment.com. That's a great place to start. That, and then of course, what we're about to say. So before we jump in though, you got a Bible verse for the episode?
I do. It comes from James 1:2. Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds. So, Carl, my question to you is, how many trials have you attended?
Is that a pun on the word trials there? That's not what it's talking about in the Bible verse.
Oh, it's not?
Stop it. I don't think I've been to a trial, but I will say I've watched a lot of courtroom dramas. Does that count?
Depends on which ones you've watched. Is it just Judge Judy, or is it like the actual show, like Law and Order? Judge Judy.
Like a lot of Matlock reruns and Perry Mason, like the originals, like the black and whites.
Oh, okay.
Are those good?
Yeah.
Not really. No, I haven't been any. Have you been involved in a trial?
I have not. I was trying to think of that, and my friend did. He went back in 6th grade many years ago. They took him to a courthouse to attend a trial. And he said it was not fun. So it's not like the movies where it's like
in the movies it's very dramatic, or on the TV shows. And then when you like look at actual footage from the trial, the lawyers are kind of boring.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're putting me to sleep. So I do. Okay. That being said,
they don't. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, they don't do like objection, Your Honor. And then they argue for a while. A lot of them are just like, they let them talk, then they talk, and then they ask questions. Yeah.
Right. And there's no dramatic like background soundtrack music either. So you know when to react a certain way, right?
Do you think they should add that? Or do you think that would make the jury more biased? I think it'd be cool if you could add that.
I think they should. I think that each side should be able to like provide their own soundtrack music. And then if I was a lawyer, honestly, if it looked like the jury was losing interest, I would just randomly ask the witness, did you order the code red? Just to like kind of spice up. They're like, that doesn't relate. Objection, irrelevant. I'd be like, that's fine. I just was trying to wake up the jury. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think you need like an organist like they do at baseball games. Totally. You know, like
Yeah.
da-na, charge, you know, and just keep it entertaining.
Okay.
Got some guy handing out popcorn to the jury.
I like your ideas here, but how in the world does this relate to our topic for today? What is this? What are you talking about? This Bible verse?
Oh, it was just I was talking about the joy that we have in trials. Like for me, the trial is trying to get my pack weight under 50 pounds. So that's the
it's not a
various
trial.
kinds of trials.
You're intentionally throwing junk in your pack to make it heavy because you don't care. That's not the same
No,
thing.
I do care. I have junk in my pack because I know you carry less and you're going to borrow from me. And I feel like I let you down
That's
if
what
you're
it
like,
is.
hey, Ben, can I get a water bottle from you? Because I didn't bring one at all. And I'm like, yeah, I got 4 here. Take one. So I don't want to let you down.
I did not borrow that. All right. I will say this, getting back to the whole ultralight theme here. If you just say the word ultralight, whether it's like lightweight or not, you get people's attention, especially in the backpacking community. I feel like all of our podcast titles from now on should have the word ultralight in there, whether it's like relevant to the subject or not. Like it could be like ultralight guest from Alone talks about his 10 axes he brought on the show or whatever. It doesn't relate.
Or just not, or we aren't talking ultralight. And then maybe people are like, oh, I bet they are, you know?
There's a title. This show is not about ultralight gear, ... Or is it? And then they got to listen to find out, and then it's not. It's like not about it at all.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
All right, so okay, so we each have 4 ideas about how to go ultralight. And full disclosure, I did share these ideas on a YouTube video recently, like just kind of quick hits. I didn't really fully explain them or the ideas behind them, but we've been releasing these kind of awesome weekly videos. They're going to keep on coming out. And so I'll link this one in the show description if you want to kind of see how this plays out, see what this actually looks like. But
yeah, I like how you're like, I already got them, but Ben, I'm going to make you do some homework. So, you know, when we were doing our show prep and I'm at my Starbucks with my pink drink and I'm like, hey, Carl, give me a hint of what yours are so I can kind of match. You're like, you already know them all if you watch the videos. And I'm like,
correct.
Oh, so you don't even have to show prep. I got you. All right. So
it was your idea to do this episode based on the video, so I don't feel bad at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
That's funny.
All right. You want to go first or me go first?
I can go first because everyone's already heard yours. So
they haven't all heard mine. Not everybody watched that video. I would say a very small percentage of people listening right now, maybe like 1%. 1% actually saw the video. So
are you going to have the video linked? Are you going to have the video linked so people know where to find it? I
literally just said that. So yes, thank you for paying attention.
Okay. Oh, everyone knows I don't pay attention. All right. Mon is stop carrying duplicate items. You know, a lot of and this is me included because I brought like 4 pairs of socks and all that. So really to get down, sometimes we forget it, but duplicate items can be bad. I was thinking about this, Carl, is even a sleeping bag. So like if I'm hiking with you, do we need 2 tents? If like I have my 2-person tent, you got your 2-person tent, we don't need 2 tents. Like that will shave weight off. And then I was Googling like double sleeping bags, and it's actually lighter to bring a double sleeping bag than it is to bring 2 sleeping bags. So if we share, we're fine. And if you're worried about weight, we can I can put my feet out the tent. If your tent's too small, we can just leave the tent out. And then for the really gung-ho ultralighters, I'm saying just ditch the sleeping bag and the tent altogether because cowboys have done it for many years before tents were even invented. So that's my
blankets though.
I don't know. On the movies, sometimes they had the blankets, sometimes they didn't. So
yeah, if they're in Texas where it's 90 degrees at night, they're probably not using the blanket, right?
No, well, the only way I see them using the blanket is more underneath for like ground cover.
Okay, so
yeah,
don't. All right. So I think what your idea is, as a group or as a partnership, don't bring duplicate items even among your group, is what you're saying.
Right. I mean, does everyone need 4 stoves? Do you need more than that? I don't think so. You know, like 1 stove, you gotta be patient.
I've seen a husband and wife where they each have their own stove and they're on the same trip. Okay, so you're saying you want to share a sleeping bag and share a tent, and then if you want to go even lighter, you want to ditch the sleeping bag altogether.
Yeah, or if like say I bought the sleeping bag and it's not working out for me and you because you're like a heavy like sweater, I might just kick you outside and you're losing the whole sleeping bag privileges.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
this is where I think you'd want to bring like a double wide. I don't even know if Lighten equipment has those double wide quilts, but you could just have like a double wide quilt. It's like similar to just sharing like a bed in a hotel room, right?
Yeah, very similar. It sounds a
Okay.
little weird because you're underneath the stars and stuff, but just ignore all that.
If you sleep on your side, you could probably get away if you go like back to back with just one sleeping pad too.
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna go different. If you go on your side, you could probably fit one more person in the double sleeping bag too.
Maybe, maybe that's really funny. Yeah, I will say that I have fit 3 dudes in a tight 2-person tent where I was sleeping in the vestibule, so it can be done. So I'm
Oh
gonna say legit on this
yeah.
one. There you go, legit.
Okay, sweet.
All right,
What's
my
your
first
all right,
one
what's yours?
is yeah is do you really need to bring your headlamp? Like, really? Because
Oh,
most people have their phones at this point. When are you using your headlamp?
right,
Most people are going to bed and they are, a lot of folks are even bringing like an extra flashlight. And so they don't really need their, like, I don't know, they have like 3 light sources. Ditch the headlamp. They're kind of expensive anyway. And the only time I could see people really using them is they get up in the, that 5 a.m., like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
right.
You got your phone for that. You're not burning a lot of battery in your phone, and people are bringing extra batteries in their phone anyway. Do you really need a headlamp? That's my question.
Ooh, I do. I didn't bring my cell phone on the trip. And
Okay.
I feel weird without my headlamp. I get what you're saying because it does shave weight, but uh yeah, it really for me, I don't know, having it on my head at night, I like it, especially the bathroom. Because it's awkward to like do a number 2 in the woods while you're holding a cell phone, like trying to shine a light and all that. Like,
You don't
yeah,
need
I
to
want to see one
watch
more
yourself
hand
go to
and
the bathroom, Ben. You just need to find a spot with the cell phone.
no, I want to see what's around me. Like if I don't have my flashlight, am I all of a sudden like I turn on the flashlight and there's you like right next to me? Need a
That's
hand? And
not
I'm like,
me.
nope,
That's
good.
Derek.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
said you just like having it on your head. I don't know what joy that's bringing, but if you like it, then great for
Yeah,
you.
I like my
But
okay.
I just think that people, I don't know. Initially, people were like, okay, I'm going to bring my headlamp in case I have to hike at night. And then people quickly realized, when are we ever hiking at night? There's certainly like hardcore people that do that. Again, not the majority out there. And then some people are like, well, I just want to have it, around camp. But especially if you're going like peak summer where it's light out late, you don't even really need it around camp because you're typically like in your tent by the time it's getting dark, dark. So I'm going to say you're wrong on this one and that not bringing a
Okay.
headlamp is correct.
Okay. I mean, it's hard to argue because because of my pack weight. But one day my pack weight will be lesser than yours, and then we can argue this. But if I'm wearing it on my head while I hike, is it really in my pack?
Is it? Oh, that's a whole other issue. We're gonna
Yeah.
hold off on that. Like, does pack weight count for things you're carrying in your pockets or things you're holstering
Yeah.
on your belt? We're gonna circle back. That's a different conversation because that's controversial, Ben, and we don't want controversy right now. Yes, we
Not
do.
yet.
Yes, we
How about now?
do.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, number 2, what you
All
got?
right. So my next one is everybody that when you're supposed to carry a bear canister, we get rid of that. How much do those weigh, Carl, when you need to carry a bear canister?
Hang on, I got one. I got one of the old school ones right here. These ones are like 3.5, 4 pounds. Some of the other ones are
Right.
like in the 2 to 3 pound range. Yeah, they're
You know
they're
what?
not ultralight.
Yeah, you know what's ultralight and what would work? An Nalgene bottle. So you can just put your food into the Nalgene bottles. You can at least carry 2, and they're what, 6 ounces maybe? So now you're
6.4.
shaving a total much. Yeah. So you're shaving weight right there, and then you just got to put your food in the Nalgene canister. So we won't even call it a bottle anymore. We'll call it an Nalgene canister. What do you think?
I think if you're trying to go ultralight, then you got to shave weight in lots of areas. And I think food is one of the areas. And so if you can fit your food into this container versus the big bear canister, I think that you're onto something here, Ben, because I think that you're just shaving, you're literally shaving pounds off your pack. And I don't think bears can get through the Nalgene. I think that they actually are bear proof.
I think they are too. I mean, they're the same concept, so I don't know what the difference would be. I think they're
Yeah.
probably actually withstand it because They say if a bear pushes on a bear canister like hard enough, doesn't it open or break? Nalgene's, I mean, they've been like thrown off and everything. They're much tougher. So
I've been
yeah,
thrown
that's
off
my
what?
advice.
Thrown off
Cliffs, everything, airplanes. I don't know. We got to figure this
airplane.
out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I actually really like that one, and so I'm gonna see if I can fit all my food in there. I think you have to have some pretty compressible food. You have to have some calorically dense food, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And yeah, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up on that one. Nice.
Awesome.
All right,
2 for 2. Look at this.
2 for 2.
You're in a
Okay,
good mood today. You're in a good mood today.
just because I'm agreeing with you. All right. Next up, we've got, okay, I guess we can talk about the food right now. So ultralight food. I actually did a separate video on ultralight food. And like I mentioned, so if you're looking for something that you can bring basically less food to do the same job, it has to be calorically dense. Okay, so what are the most calorically dense foods? So starting like in reverse order, you could bring like summer sausage, which is like obviously a mixture of meat and fat. All right, so you
Yeah.
could just peel a summer sausage, just start chowing
Oh
down
my
on it.
gosh. I love summer sausage. Love it.
It's good. So that's all you do. Just bring enough summer sausage, bring enough calories, shove it in your Nalgene, you're good to go. I bet if you could cut up the summer sausage and like shove it down in your Nalgene bottle, I think that's enough for like a 3 to 4 day trip. What do you think?
Oh, you could probably fit 2 or 3. Like you could probably fit 6 pounds of summer sausage in the Nalgene if you cut it up or even dice it, you know? Like
Correct. Okay,
and you
so
can put
that's
some cheese
okay.
in there just for fun.
No, now you're wrong because now you're getting
Oh.
less calorically dense. We're trying to go increasingly calorically dense. The next
Gotcha.
one is chocolate. Chocolate is very calorically dense. You could literally just like load this thing up with M&Ms and then just like drink the M&Ms as you go. Okay. The number one most calorically dense food is pure fat in the way of oil. You load
There
this
you go.
thing up with oil. You can hydrate and consume calories at the same time. It's the most efficient way to backpack. And then, of course, you don't need your stove. You don't need your pot. You don't need your fuel. So you're shaving
Filter.
food weight. You're
Water
shaving
filter
bear
either.
canister weight. You're shaving water weight. You're shaving, gear weight, essentially, right? What do you think about that?
Right. Well, I think you're onto it. I know ultralighters like to have 2 uses for both things. So if you can gain weight or keep weight on with the oil and stay hydrated, I think that would work. What oil would you like? Is it grapeseed oil, olive oil, Crisco? What would be
Yeah, I
your
think you got to mix
choice
up
of
depending on the
oil?
trip, right? So like, probably wouldn't
Okay.
bring Crisco, maybe, and I wouldn't bring coconut oil since that's not
Yeah.
it's like solidified. I'm gonna go with like avocado oil. What do you think?
Okay. Because if you have if you have other foods, if you're bringing your M&Ms or peanuts mixed in there by accident, you could drizzle some of that avocado on there.
Right.
I would go with more
And
sunflower oil.
bonus, if you're bringing M and
Yeah.
M's, that like red 5 and yellow 40, that's like
Oh, yeah.
electrolytes, folks.
The
Electrolytes right there.
electrolytes. Yeah, I would go probably more the sunflower. So then it feels like I'm like healthier maybe with the sunflower
Okay.
taste in my mouth. Yeah.
I don't
But
know what
and
that means, but
fun
okay.
fact, coconut oil does liquefy, by the way. Just fun
It
fact.
does, but not at room temperature.
It does. No, but if you put it like close, if you put it in your Nalgene bottle and you hold it close to you while you're hiking, it will melt and you can drink it.
Like under your armpit, you're saying? Like just kind of warm it up as you
Yeah.
go.
Just warm it up. Or you
Oh my
hike where it's
gosh.
hot,
Right,
All right.
right.
Oh.
All right,
All
what's your
right.
next one?
All right. Sticking with the food. How many weeks out do you usually start planning a trip, or is it months?
Like for the full trip, like you're talking about getting permits and stuff, like 6 to 8 months for sure.
Right. So you know what you're doing ahead of time.
Right.
So what I think you do now is if you at least have 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you can plant a salad garden before your trip. And now instead of cutting the salad like you normally do, you dig up the roots. You can put them you put a
Where are
little
you
dirt in your
planting the salad
Nalgene.
garden? Where, like in your garden?
Oh, in your Nalgene. Yeah. Well, you do it in
Okay.
your garden or at home. They don't take much. It's little area. And then you get your Nalgene bottle or canister, fill that with a little dirt, throw your salad in there, and now you got a salad the whole trip. So you don't even need like anything else for food. You got salad.
So you think so like in the heart of winter, I can plant a salad garden and it'll be ready to go, is what you're saying.
Yes, Carl, people have done it. There are greenhouses available inside your house. If you put it on your windowsill by your kitchen sink, there's definitely places to do it. Next to
Okay.
your bed. I mean, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you want to bring, so all that, what I just said about having this calorically dense food inside your Nalgene, you're just throwing that out and you're putting a mini vegetable garden inside the Nalgene is what you're saying.
Well, you could, if you have 2 Nalgene bottles, one for your liquids and then one for your salad if you want
Oh,
to eat a little healthier. Yeah, I
still
know.
lighter
Now you're
weight than
carrying
a bear
2.
canister, but
Yeah.
not as impressive. Not nearly as
Right.
impressive.
I know. I'm
Okay.
losing you. All right.
Sure. I'll say thumbs down on that one.
That's because I said you were nice on the last one. Now you got to prove me wrong.
Yeah, I'll be honest. No matter what you're gonna say, I was gonna give you a thumbs down just to even things out. So
I know. And you're not, and we know you shared a story about not eating a Snicker in front of somebody and it made you mad, or eating lettuce or something. So I know you're not a salad guy. So it's okay.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but sure. Not eating a Snickers in front of somebody. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My next one, you mentioned about not doubling up or bringing like multiples of things. And so I'm going to go to the next level. So people tend to overbring socks. Maybe they had an experience where they had a lot of blisters. Maybe they had an experience where they got their socks wet, their feet cold, whatever. They bring too many pairs of socks. The extreme version of this is ask yourself, how many socks do you really need? Do you even need a pair of socks? I think you can get away with simply just one sock, because if you're hiking along and maybe your foot's getting some hot spots, maybe the formation of blisters, all you got to do is stop, take a quick break, switch feet. Now you're hiking along, the other foot starts getting hot spots, switch again, and just kind of switch back and forth. And then you don't have the extra pair of socks. You don't even have that extra sock. You have a single sock. If you want to go next level, go no socks, especially if you toughened up your feet like in training. And if you want to go to the third, like the top level, no shoes. People are wearing these zero shoes, which are basically like, I don't know, they're trying to pretend like they're not really shoes, even though they're called shoes. Just like truly go no shoes. Just go barefoot.
I can't go barefoot. I get worried about like goat heads and stuff, and cutting them up. But I agree with the no socks. So one thing is if in one of your Nalgene canisters you have coconut oil, you can actually put that on your feet, and that actually prevents blisters too. So another use of that. So I think we're onto something with that. We should make it like a backpacking and blister oil, specially formulated. Throw some actual electrolytes in there too.
Like blister oil / food, we'll call it.
There we go.
Okay.
I can't go. I don't know if I could. Have you ever gone no socks? Do you get blisters when you do that, or do you just like try to tie your
gotta toughen your feet, man.
Lighter? Okay.
You know what? You want to start small, just go one sock. Like you just got
one sock and alternate.
Up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Sounds like you have a strong reaction to that one. It's okay. Next one. What you got?
All right. My last one is we talked about you prepare for trips months in advance. Well, another way to do it is doing more cardio, getting your heart rate going, getting it so you can get faster on the trail. Because if you walk faster, Carl, what happens? You get more miles, right? You get more miles, the trip's done quicker. You get done a day early, you don't need that gear for that last day.
Okay. So just go faster is what you're saying.
Yeah, walk faster is literally what I put. So it doesn't take much to just walk faster. If you walk a little longer each day, maybe you have the headlamp, but then
don't bring the headlamp. You're violating mine.
But listen, because if you bring the headlamp and because you're walking into the dark because you don't want to lose that extra day of hiking, then you don't have all that food. So I think the food weighs more than the headlamp.
So you're only going to fill us up like 3/4 of the way then.
Yeah. And then the other one, probably maybe just like a little bit of salad, not even a full leaf. Maybe I'll like not put spinach in it. Yeah.
So I think really the tip is like hike faster / longer or both, because that way you're covering more miles and you're going to make a 4-day trip like done in 3 days.
Right. Case in point, Carl, is I read about a guy that got lost in the desert. He was supposed to be gone for 3 hours. He was gone for 4 days. He only packed enough stuff for 3 hours and he survived.
Okay. So if he can do it, anybody can do it.
Right.
Okay. I did. So we have our famous backpacking trip we've done. It's not famous, but it's famous to us. Like in Yosemite, a Red Peak Pass loop. It's like a 50-mile loop. That was like, I don't know, when we were in real good shape, we did it in 3 days. Then like 10 years later, we did it in 4 days. And then last year, Rocky and I did it in just one day. And you're totally right. The pack that we used for the 1 day trip was significantly lighter than for the 4 day trip. I think our packs
Right.
were like 8 to 10 pounds. That's ultralight, folks. Yeah.
For one day.
For 1 day. Yeah.
Did you even need a pack for 1 day? I mean, honestly, like
Probably not.
you just carry this. Yeah, you just carry the summer sausage.
Oh, he brought the summer sausage on that one. So, more on that later. Okay, so I got one more. And so so here's the situation. So if you're using this for food, or if you're using it for your vegetable garden, and you want to bring like a true water bottle, like we'll call this an ultralight luxury item, a water bottle. Typically, people started with this. This is 6.4 ounces empty, the Nalgene bottle. Then they went to the smart water bottle, which I want to say like empty. It's about an ounce or a little bit under an ounce. And so I think you can do better. I think you can go with Ziploc bagged water right here.
Ooh.
The bag itself doesn't have a cap, so that's going to shave some weight right there. And it's just a fraction of an ounce, and it's kind of malleable, so you can kind of fit it wherever you want to in your pack. And yeah, so bagged water. What do you think?
I like it. It's definitely more versatile because you can put it different places. Like, some coats you wear has the inside the pocket, so if it's colder, you can put the water there, or if the water is colder, you can put it in there. Maybe it cools you down some. I want to know if you can put a straw in that though, like so you don't have to take it all the way. You can kind of, we can figure that out. But
if anybody can figure it out, you can figure it out. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you leave a comment either like on any of our YouTube videos or wherever, Instagram, I'll even send you some Backpacking Delicious bagged water. You're gonna either get some awesome bagged water in this like snack size Ziploc, or you'll get a really wet box, which you can still squeeze and get some water out of. But here, and here's another tip. The smaller the bag, the more ultralight it is. If you're using a gallon size bag versus the snack size bag, obviously snack size bag, better option. There you go.
Right. I'd bring the gallon water because I want to share with everybody.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? You got any last thoughts?
I had a bonus one. Do you want to hear the bonus one?
I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it, but sure, go ahead.
Oh, all right. So we had a birthday recently, and
congratulations.
They had a balloon, and in the balloon there was a teddy bear, and they filled it up. And I'm like, why can't we do that with backpacking items? Like throw our backpacking items in there, fill it with helium, and just kind of hold it. Like wouldn't that work?
Just shove the smaller backpacking items inside a balloon, inflate the balloon with helium, and then just carry them along that way.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's legit, man. If you can fit, I don't know how they fit a teddy bear instead of a balloon, but if you can fit your items into a balloon and then fill it up with helium, and the helium can last long enough for the trip, I think that is a good solution if you don't mind carrying the balloons.
Right. I think it would look cool.
Yeah. That just look cool. Nothing in this episode is about how it looks. It's all about being ultralight. All right. So we had 8, actually technically 9 ultralight tips for you, and we got your attention with the word ultralight. We think that ultralighters take it far too extreme and are far too ridiculous. So if you didn't pick up that this was a satirical episode, well, folks, it's time to let you know that this is just satire. We're not really suggesting all these ridiculous things. That being said, I bet some people are like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I want to know which one's probably the most believable. Like that's
plausible?
what I would like to know the comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like which one are people like, yeah, let's try that.
We'll take that, or better yet, if you have any suggestions for other ridiculous things, we'll probably mention them on a future episode because we like the comments. So okay, so I've got ultralight culture trivia coming up right after this. The trail is calling your name. Are you ready? Are you really ready? Our good friend Rowan from Summit Strength can get you trail ready. Rowan uses rock solid evidence to design a specialized training program just for you. There are plenty of cookie cutter programs out there that will get you only halfway up the mountain. Make it to your adventure summit with Summit Strength. The link to your success is always in our episode description, but you can check out all the information you need at summitstrength.com.au/online. It's time to be strong and pain-free for your next adventure. All right, trivia is brought to you by Teton. If taking these extreme measures to go ultralight is not your cup of tea, check out more sustainable solutions with quality gear made by Teton. head to tetongear.com for all of your outdoor needs. And Ben, we actually recently did ultralight trivia, I think. So we're doing ultralight culture trivia. Slightly different. There's some similarities for sure. So.
If you think I'm going to do better because it's cultural, I don't know why you keep. If you want me to lose trivia, just keep throwing ultralight at me.
Okay, I do want you to lose trivia. I absolutely do. We'll talk about punishments for that later. But all right, we got number one. In the ultralight culture, which piece of gear is most symbolic of being a true ultralight backpacker? A, toothbrush. B, frameless pack. C, down bag. Or D, suit of ultralight armor.
Is it the frameless backpack?
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It's about people like to say, I'm so ultralight that I cut the handle off my toothbrush.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. I was
symbolic.
But if you're not ultralight, if you're truly ultralight, like I didn't even bring a toothbrush on this last trip. So technically I'm more ultralight than that person.
That's true. And you're also bad hygiene and nobody wants to be around you as a result. So you've got that going.
Hey, I didn't have to worry about sharing my sleeping bag with anyone. So I'm good.
True. Okay. All right. Number two, which of the following items is the lightest weight? Here we go. A, Helinox Chair Zero. B, bag of party-sized Doritos. C, iPad Mini. Or D, Anvil.
Anvil again. That's not my answer.
Okay.
We all know that weighs quite a bit heavier than everything else.
It does.
Oh, for me, I think the iPad Mini weighs. I think that's gonna weigh more than the other two. I think the chair and Doritos. Cause I think the Doritos bag's like, is it 5 or 6 ounces? And the chair, I didn't weigh
Doritos.
Yours. Party size. Oh, okay. Let's try the chair. Is it the chair?
Okay. No, not even close. The chair weighs 1 pound, like the Helinox Chair Zero. Yeah, I think it's 1 pound or 1.1 pounds. Either way, it's wrong. The bag of party-sized Doritos weighs 14.5 ounces, so just slightly less than a pound. And the iPad Mini weighs 6.5 ounces, like overwhelmingly the lightest weight. And then, of course, the Anvil weighs anywhere between 75 and 150 pounds, depending upon the size of the Anvil.
Right.
So.
Right. I forgot the party size for the Doritos. I was thinking the regular size.
It doesn't matter. You didn't pick that one. So that one didn't.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
You lost trivia.
Ultralight's stupid.
Oh my gosh. Number three. There's always a person question. Who weighs the least? A, me. B, you. C, Derek. Or D, my wife holding an anvil.
I don't even know if I've seen your wife. Well, I'm gonna say your wife holding an anvil if it's a 75-pound anvil. Like, I think we're both over 200 pounds, and so I don't know how much your wife weighs, but I don't think she wants this on the podcast. So
I asked her permission.
Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with that one. If it's a 75-pound anvil.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
if
it was a 75-pound anvil. Incorrect. Over 3, Derek weighs the least out of everybody. I think he weighs like
that was my next choice.
Around 150 by himself. So yeah.
Gotcha.
You weigh over 200 pounds, is that right?
Yeah. Muscle, all muscle.
Probably. All right. I'm definitely on the heavier side, but I think I'm still sub 200 right now. I think I'm like 195-ish. So I'll have to see. But yeah, definitely need to drop some pounds before the next big adventure. But all right, this is your first over 3 trivia. You strangely are getting worse at trivia. I'm not sure how that's possible.
I think it's because you asked these ridiculous questions. I want to know who got any of these.
Okay,
I do nicer trivia for you, but
I've had me. I thought was so obvious. I guess I can see the toothbrush being kind of a curveball, but yeah, and you haven't met Derek or my wife in person, so that's fair, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, it's okay. I'd just be like, who's nicer, Mr. T or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Mr. T.
No, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Incorrect. All right. Okay. All right. Tell us your alien story. 3:30 in the morning. You're in your house. What's going on here?
Okay. Well, sound asleep. And I sleep in shorts. This might be too much info, but it's part of the story.
It already is.
Yep. And And we were in the second story of our house. We got a nice walkout deck that goes down into the back property. 3:30 in the morning. We've been in this house for 5 months now. Never had anything happen like this. So just so you know, sound asleep. All of a sudden, the whole room just lights up. Not just the room, but the whole back, like 20 acres of the property, just
Oh my gosh.
lights up. And
Okay.
I am out of it because I was sleeping, and I stumble towards the door, and I'm like, aliens are here. Like that is honestly the first thing I'm thinking of.
That's what you yelled to your wife and your family in the house. You yell that.
I didn't yell it, but it was in my
Okay.
mind. I'm like, the aliens are here.
Right.
It would have been ridiculous if I would have yelled that to the wife. And so I start going outside because it's just these bright lights. Like it's just one light, like a floodlight. And then I'm like, who turned the lights on? And like the lights are coming from like the sky. And to set the tone even more, we only have two neighbors behind us, and they're both far away. Like one's a
Okay.
good football field length away, the other one's even further. And
And none
so,
of them live in the
you
sky,
know,
probably.
no. I mean, they're up a hill, but that's it. So
Okay.
now my wife's like, "Man, come back to bed. That's the neighbor." And I'm at this point almost out the door, just wearing my shorts, trying to greet these
Okay.
aliens.
What you didn't
But
bring like
no,
a
I
weapon or anything?
no, I thought they were gonna be friendly. I was so, I was so out of it. I just all I could think of was like aliens are here, and trying to go greet them. And
Okay.
anyways, I quick jump in bed right as I hear the truck with the big light bar because our neighbor decided to go to work at 3:30 in the morning, and
Uh,
that's what my wife thinks it is. I didn't see the truck, but
okay.
we do live on a highway, and it could have been aliens that just morphed. So you be the
I
judge of
mean,
this, Carl.
there's a
Yeah.
solution. Just go ask your neighbor, like, hey, the other day, were you up at 3:30 in the morning? Like driving by my
Yeah, I
house.
haven't seen him. And he might have saw me just in my shorts. And so I'm a little like he drove by our house once and didn't even make eye contact. So I think I'm gonna let it pass a little bit,
Okay.
just in case, and let it kind of simmer a little bit. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think I should carry okay, just really quick. Do you think I should carry like in reach with me, and so I can push the SOS button on that? Like, you're
well, I
really
don't
good
I
at it.
mean
Is that a
they responded 2 hours, and from my research on aliens, the aliens actually are gonna be able to suck you up into their spaceship way faster than 2 hours. So
okay.
the only story I think of on it, like I think of the floodlights, I think of that movie like Fire in the Sky where they like beam down, and that was like a single beam, and that wasn't like lighting up an entire region or area. So I'm gonna say not
Yeah.
alien. Not.
Yeah, I still am on the fence. Because he's never done that, like never. And
Yeah.
I hear him go to work at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's no lights. So
So
it was
normally he
just
goes to work at
bizarre.
4 o'clock, but these lights
Yeah.
wait like this is out of the realm of
Oh,
possibility because these were at
yeah.
3:30 in the morning.
Right. And I mean, like when I say lit up, it lit up. It lit up the
Okay.
yard, the room. Like, yeah.
Just do
I
a
don't know. It
science
was weird.
experiment. Have him come by with this truck when it gets dark outside and be like, all right, which way do you go to work? Let's see if it replicates it.
Yeah. No, you have to go by our house. He has to go by our house to go to work because we share the driveway. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Just have him do it. Like while you're awake. You don't have to wait till 3:30 in the morning. Just while you're awake. Be like, hey, can you just take your truck real quick? I want to see if it was you or if it was aliens from a recent experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try
That's
to
a
get on tape. Yep.
that's a
I'll
comfortable
try to record.
conversation to have with a neighbor.
Are you an alien? Yeah.
Right. All right.
All right.
So, as you know, Ben, I just recently got back from a backpacking trip to a place called the Trinity Alps.
Yeah.
And would you say that things went pretty well? Like, no problems?
Yeah. I don't think we had any problems. No,
Yeah.
did I like sleep through you pushing the button and not know about
No,
it?
no.
Like,
But you're wrong
okay.
because Search and Rescue was contacted on that trip,
Oh, that's right.
unbeknownst to me. And so I'm like, I think I just attract the Search and Rescue calls. So what happened was one of the guys on our trip named Doug, who gave me permission to share the story, he typically gets back from his backpacking trips on Sundays. And this trip was going Saturday through Monday. So he
Right.
wrote it on the calendar, but his wife didn't check. She was anticipating he's just be back on Sunday. And then he uses his his in reach or whatever his locator beacon to communicate with her on a daily basis so she knows he's okay. So
Right.
for something didn't go through one of the nights, or he forgot to contact her, probably because he was having so much fun playing Backcountry Jeopardy or something. And
Yeah.
so she's like,
Well, he was
okay,
dressed as an
he didn't.
alien. He was dressed as an alien that night.
That's the
That's
other
what it
issue.
was.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
so he was preoccupied. So she's like, wait a second. It's now Sunday night. He hasn't communicated with me and he's not back. Something is wrong. And so part of their family's connected with like search and rescue or whatever, or the kind of, I think one of their family members like works for, you know, the 911 emergency services call. So she calls
Right.
that person, they contact search and rescue, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to hold off. He might just be overdue. And anyway, so, but the whole thing, like they were truly contacted and the wheels were in motion until I think it was either he contacted her the next day with the in reach, or she like,
Right.
I think it was like a full 24 hours later, like she's in panic mode. She went and actually checked the calendar and realized he wasn't due back till Monday. So
Right. She sent a message.
yeah,
He sent a message that Monday morning saying, "Hey, we're
right.
just getting off we're heading home now." And
Yeah.
that's when
So
she
I forget which
realized,
happened
yeah.
chronologically
Ooh.
first, but this
Yeah.
is a reminder for me to do a better job sending like my itinerary to my wife, because I sometimes do and sometimes don't. It just kind of slips my mind. And so as I'm making it, I make like a Google Doc. I just need to share that with her like out the gate. So that's just a good reminder for that. But in the end, all is well. And the relationship is still solid, strong, intact, and filled with love. So there's a happy ending.
Good. Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay.
I didn't know any of that happened until he told us. And it was like, oh,
I
can
know.
you imagine?
Well after the trip. Well after the trip.
I
So
know.
kind of funny.
Well after.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good that they didn't show up, and you know, I had to pull a fake ranger on them. So it was good.
Right. Correct. Yeah. What are you guys doing here? I got things under control.
You know, if we would have just walked faster, we would have been off the trail sooner, and there would have been no panic. So there's always that.
we were going pretty fast. I don't know. Nobody took breaks. So anyway, all right, Ben, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Yeah, just remember, it's not the adventure that makes the person; it's the person that makes the adventure.
That's super cheesy.